Quite the interesting day for the stock market today, guys. We're going to break down a bunch of stocks in this video, and we'll take a look quickly at what the overall markets did. So if y'all find value, of course, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. That really helps me out overall in the algorithm. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo. It's linked right down below. And with that being said, cheers, guys. Let's dive right into the video. So we ended up going up 0.1% all across the board on the Russell, the NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow, you name it. No joke. Everything, it's funny how it worked, went up 0.1% today roughly, as the VIX went down 2.3%, and we had gold and silver sell off as well. Gold went down 1.2% as we had silver down 0.9%. And let me see what oil ended up doing, guys. Give me a second here as I pull it up. There we go. Oil ended up going down 0.75%. So we might as well start right here, guys. Look at that rejection on oil. My goodness, guys. Look at that. You all know, if you've been watching the channel, you definitely know, right? There's been clear resistance at about 83 to 85 bucks on oil. 85 bucks a barrel for quite some time. More like 83 bucks a barrel, you guys can see, since pretty much the middle of November. And, it's been obvious that we've gotten rejected there time and time again. Now, we did break out recently on oil, as you guys probably know. This went from 64 a barrel all the way to about 83 a barrel in the span of a couple weeks. 3 weeks, not even 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks. It ran up 30% a barrel, and yet again, we got rejected, guys. Look at that. Now we're getting back down towards the mid-70s. We might even go down to the low 70s, as we've seen time and time again in the past. Each time it seems like we've gone up to that, 83 level of resistance. Boom, we've gotten hit back down to the mid-low 70s. So that's a quick little rundown on oil here. We're falling under the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. Not looking too pretty. And SPY, let me take a look at that, guys. This didn't really do much. Again, all the indexes barely went up on the day. We can see here on SPY, let's see on the 1-hour chart what's going on. It looks like here, I guess one good sign for the bulls is the fact that they are holding 410 as support, which was resistance back on the 4th, back on the 6th, right, on the 10th as well. So we did hold that as support pretty much all week. And now that I'm looking at this, guys, we do have a little bit of a death cross. The 50 is crossing under the 180 SMA here. Not the best sign, but guys, we're approaching a big level. It's a moment of truth spot. Let's just put it that way on SPY. If this does end up breaking out of this trend that you guys see here, and if I pull up the 5-day, you'll see it as well. If we start breaking out of, let's say, 412, especially 414, this could really start to take off. And now that I'm looking at it, it closed at 412. But either way, you guys know what I mean. If we break that point, 414, that's where the breakout could occur on SPY. And on Triple Q, let's pull this up and take a look, guys. And cheers, by the way. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here, guys. Hold on a second. Looking at Triple Q, this ended up, like I said, going up 0.1%, like all the indexes, right? And this ended up taking the lows out from yesterday. We hit 314 today. Saw a nice rally towards power hour. What the heck's it called? I almost forgot for a second. We ran to power hour. Then you guys can see on the intraday chart, boom, we got rejected and we dumped into the close. But we still held trend. Look, we still held trend even though we dumped into close. Now we're consolidating a little bit right around 316. So we'll see what happens, guys, at this point. Like SPY, Triple Q does have a big resistance coming up. You guys can see it on the 20-day chart and on the 5-day. Let me show you guys this. Boom, 5-day, 5-minute. We have a big resistance right here at 317.18 bucks, and my alert set at 320. If 320 is able to break, that could be a big spot for the bulls. You guys see right here, we're still downtrending, but we got to break that 320 level and 322, like I've been saying like a madman here on the YouTube channel, right, guys? So yeah, let's dive into some stocks now and break down key earnings report from Procter & Gamble. Let's take this, pull it up and see what's going on. So Procter & Gamble ended up going up 3.5% today. My goodness, guys. And that's not that crazy for a regular, or maybe not a regular stock, but maybe a growth stock out there. But for Procter & Gamble, hey, 3.5%. It's like going 20% up for a stock like AMC or something, right? 3.5% for Procter & Gamble, that is not too bad. So you guys can see it's actually pretty good. You guys can see on the 4-hour chart here, this is now taking out the highs that we talked about from a couple of weeks ago, months ago at this point, from back in the end of December, heading into the new year, early, mid-January. So we're taking out that $154 high. That's great. We hit $158 earlier today, as you guys can see on the intraday chart, and we ended up pulling back and coasting at about 156 for the rest of the day. That means at one point, guys, this stock was up a whopping 5%, which is really good for a company like Procter & Gamble. I'm not dogging it and saying it's a crap company or a crappy stock. It's not, but it's just a slower mover. It's not in the growth phase of the business anymore. It's more in the maturity, dare I say, I don't want to say decline yet, but it's in the mature, phase of its business. No doubt about it, right? So Procter & Gamble ended up doing, let me see here, what the heck did they end up doing? I forgot. I can't remember. It looks like they did adjusted EPS of $1.37, which beat the $1.32 estimate, so that's good. And they ended up beating on sales, $20.07 billion versus $19.29 billion estimated. So BDPS beat on revenue. Let's see here. It looks like they raised their full year 23 all-in sales outlook to plus 1% versus prior guidance of minus 1% to flat. So that's good. And now they're looking at organic sales growth plus 6% versus 4 to 5%. So that's even better. So guys, they're raising their sales guidance for organic sales growth. And who doesn't like seeing that, right? That is a very good sign. That's going to cause the stock to move even more than them beating on EPS and revenue for the previous quarter. You got to realize that stocks are forward-looking vehicles, and when they get new information, new data, guidance for the future, right, they reprice, right? Stocks reprice, and they ended up running Procter & Gamble 3.5% up on the day. Very, very good day for the stock, and it's pretty much now on its way to all-time highs. I mean, let's be honest. It's on its way to all-time highs. The all-time high is from back in the beginning of January of last year, so about a year and 3 months ago. It hit roughly 165. Yeah, 165. So if we clearly break, which now we're starting to, but if we start, piercing above, let's say 158, we take the highs out from today into 160. 165, guys, is a stone's throw away. We're going to be right there at that point. So I'm going to set my alert markers that we're above $160 a share. Let me do that. All right, there we go. And we ended up doing very well on Amazon today, which is a stock that I've been buying in the Patreon portfolio. And if you guys want to check that out, it's linked down below. If you guys want access to that Patreon portfolio, my Discord chat, you get charts and ideas that I have throughout the day. You get more access to me throughout the day as well. That's linked down below. No pressure if you guys want to check it out. Amazon went up 3% on the day. Very, very good day, as they're going to be reporting earnings at some point next week. I believe on Thursday. They're reporting after the bell. Yes, that is on Thursday, the 27th of April. So we're almost wrapping up this month, guys. This year is flying by. Is it just me, or is this year completely flying by? We're almost halfway through the year, which is nutty to say. So yeah, Amazon completely broke out today, guys. 3.5% or 3% green day, rather. Procter was 3.5. 3% green day for Amazon, which is great. You guys can see the ascending triangle that we called out, played out. We took out $104, $105, completely broke out. We ran to about $108 today, which is great. And by the looks of it, guys, we're well on our way to filling the gap to about 112, 115, which it all comes down to earnings. We might run into earnings, but if earnings bomb, it could collapse. But of course, if earnings, they're better than expected, we get guidance. Again, stocks are forward-looking vehicles. We might get this thing to run even more. It all depends on the earnings, guys. We shall see. Thursday after the bell is going to be a very, very big day. So let's see some other stocks here on the watch list that did well today. We had DraftKings up another 2.7%, and we called this out a couple days ago as it was breaking out of this channel. You guys probably remember that, right? We broke out of the channel. We filled the gap to 2130. That was yesterday or the day before. Now we're taking out that high from back in the middle of February, 2130, guys. This is nuts. Now we hit $22 today, closed up 2.7%. Like I said, this is fully breaking out pretty much on the 4-hour chart, and on the 3-year chart, you guys can see we are now on our way to probably test the mid-20s, which is, the last time we were there was back in, when was that? That was back in, that's probably about a year ago. Yeah, back in February of 2022 is when we tested that 25 level. So that's, by the looks of it, guys, where this could be headed right now. 25, maybe it breaks out, goes even higher than that. So that's DraftKings. We also had Las Vegas Sands continue the run today, up another 2.5%. And by the looks of it, guys, it is right by that recent high from a couple years ago, or when was that? A year ago? Yeah, about more like 2 years ago. We hit $66 on Las Vegas Sands, then it ran at 28. Now we're running back up. You guys can see the stock closed up 2.5% to $63 today, and it ended up breaking out. You guys probably know we called this out as well. We took out the wedge. We took the highs out from the beginning of March. We're at a fresh high here on the 4-hour chart after pretty good earnings and news that Macau, it's lightening up out there. Business is getting back to usual. Maybe not completely back to normal, but slowly getting there. So Las Vegas Sands is breaking out, and by the looks of it, guys, momentum is not slowing down. So before we continue on, if you guys gotten up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, if you haven't done that already, use that link down below or go to StasSurfest.com/Moomoo. Once you open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock. And listen to this: if you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks. And listen to this: if you deposit at least $1,000, guys, you get another 10 stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. So if you want some free money, you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below. I appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, let's continue on here with a couple more stocks. Let me see what else ended up moving today. We already talked about SHOT. We talked about CrowdStrike earlier, I believe. Go check those out. Let's see what else. GameStop. GameStop, what did this do today? 1.3% green day on GameStop. It looks like it's just holding on tight right by that 180 SMA, hanging on by a thread. Probably won't be for so long by the looks of it. I mean, we still have a death cross. EMA is crossing under the 50 and the 180 SMA here on the 4-hour chart. Not the best sign overall for GameStop, right, guys? Let's see what else ended up moving today. We had Starbucks make a move, SBUX. I mean, this went up about 1%. It looks like it's still breaking out of that neckline of the head and shoulders, which is good. We have a golden cross, and it looks like we did hit 109 earlier this week, pulled back, hit around 106 right by that 50 SMA. Then we ended up rocketing off that level today, which is a really good sign. Now we're approaching the highs from earlier this week, being about 109. So I'm actually going to set my alert right at 109. Mark is at or above, and we'll see where it goes from that point. If that breaks, probably 111 will be next, right? That was the high from back in the beginning of February. If that breaks, guys, this could be going a lot higher. And I'm not sure what the all-time high is. I think 120 something. Let me see here. Yeah, 126 is the all-time high on Starbucks stock. If we do break 112, 111, next gap we could fill is probably 117. You guys can see that here. That was the high from back. When was that? End of 21 into 22, right? If that were to break, probably all-time highs. Probably all-time highs from that point in time, or, at that point in time. So, yeah, guys, those are a couple stocks that I'm looking at. My thoughts on the markets, technically speaking. And next week's going to be huge. I mean, we have a lot of companies reporting. We have Amazon, again, like I said earlier today. They're reporting earnings. I believe Apple's next week. Let me double check and see the date on Apple. Apple's on the 4th. Actually, no, that's not next week. They're on the 4th of May. What else is next week? Google, I think. Maybe I'm wrong on that. No, Google's got to be next week. Yeah, Google's on the 25th. That's on Tuesday. What else? Microsoft's probably on Tuesday as well. They always are on Tuesday, right? Let's see here. Yep, 25th on Tuesday. Maybe AMD as well. Am I right? Probably the following Tuesday for AMD. Maybe, yeah, the following Tuesday. I don't know. Either way, they're on the 2nd of May. That's AMD. What's the other one that I'm missing? Meta, when's Meta reporting? Maybe this week on Wednesday. Yeah, 26th on Wednesday. So needless to say, guys, Amazon, Google, Meta, a lot of these companies are reporting. Did I say Google? Wait, when the heck's Google? Now I'm forgetting, guys. Google's on Tuesday. Oh, gosh, guys. Microsoft is on, let's see, Tuesday. Okay, all right. Big week. Either way, big week, guys, coming up. So, yeah, you better subscribe. You better turn that notification bell on. You better hit that like button as well because, well, it helps me out overall in the algorithm, and you guys cannot miss the freaking content. So do that. Don't forget to also get up to 15 stocks from Moomoo, 12 stocks from Webull. Link down below. Check out the Patreon as well if you want. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.